Well, after a bit of banter online, Facebook Messenger, I was asked to share what I'm doing, and I thought, well, I'll take it next level and show you the workshop. So this is where I do my thing. What have I been up to in isolation? Well, a lot, as you can see. First things first is my CN and my Union Pacific in Santa Fe. All three of those guys over there work, although the Santa Fe, blue Santa Fe anyway, is due for a rebuild. I can see I've got my little test track hook up here. This crappy old lemur is going to be put to work. These guys here come out of this style of peg, and I'm going to use these as the plastic brakes. I'm going to turn them into, fill one of my gondolas with scrap metal. What else have I got up here? So I've got this stuff is really good for greasing plastic. Got some of this guy here. It goes straight onto my metal polishing setup right here for wheels and the like. What else in the back? I've got some LEDs that are going to go on the lights, and that's about it for here. But the main project I'm working on at the moment is these coal rakes, or the coal rake that I'm going to put together. So these guys are fairly rubbishy old Tyco colas out of the old sets, but I like them. They're cheap to pick up, and as you can see, I've got quite a pile of them down here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one there's number 11. So yeah, basically I'm going to put a rake together. As you can see right in there, I've weighed them, put some weights in, just with some fishing hooks, fishing sinkers. And up here is my little scale where I can just see, just check the length. It's 14 centimeters. So if I come up here to my standards, I can see somewhere between the Australian standard is 77 grams and the American 106. So I figure if I get somewhere in that range, that'll go well. I actually don't mind the horn hook couplers that they come with. They're not too bad. So what I'm thinking is I'll just probably make one of them the dedicated lead car, and the rest of them I'll just stick with horn hook and they'll go together. But the big part of this really is coal loads, which is what I'm going to get to, and I'll show them in a minute. But basically, here's my test little engine. So that's going to be the coal load. I've shaped them to make them look like they've literally just come out of the loader, and I might even do a video at some point on how I made them. But essentially I just found the method online. I just start pretty much with a lump of styrene like that, cut to size, and yeah, then I just cut it into shape with a hacksaw blade. Cut down the side, cut down the side, cut down the side, cut down the side, shave off the edge, shave off the edge, and then I put where those little ribs are, I just put to mark them with a pen, little clacks, and I sit them down. So I'm going to make 11 of those, paint the top black, and then use a bit of the old Woodland Scenic fake coal to go on top, and then spray it around with a little bit of this Scenic cement to keep it all in one place, and then we get this sort of nice finish all stuck together. So that's what we're up to in the workshop. All these box cars down here are in various states of repair and disrepair, or changing up things to get to, as well as these guys over here. lot of these guys here, they're all requiring a little bit of work, either to get them ready for sale or not. And here's the equipment. I call this spot over here the departure lounge. They'll go on sale shortly. And around the back here is all my styrofoam pieces and this stuff down here waiting for sale. But what I have been working on is this collection of stuff down here. So we might just work through them one at a time. So that's the blue coal load. It's my bean. He's got a horn hook one end and a kitty on the other. So that's going to join my Virginia rake to my other bean coals. I'm going to have to pick a little bit of fluff out of there. This is my testers, and had a bit of a go at weathering this Union Pacific. I think I'll have to get back in to that. Just waiting on some metal wheels to come from the States. This is something I've been working on for quite a while. It's just some loads for my flat cars. So it's all ready to go, metal wheels and that, but as you can see, just got the old drinking straws and made them into a pipe load with a couple of these little metal kind of log loaders I've got around, and I'll see how that runs next time we get down to the club. These crappy old Tycos, this one's got metal wheels, but I'm going to give this a weathering like one of the other ones I've done. And in terms of engines, giving this guy a service, so next time I get down to the club we'll test him out. My CSX Jeep stopped working all of a sudden, so I pulled him apart and rebuilt it. Gave it all a sanding and everything. My BN Jeep, need to get him tested again and make sure he's running okay and smooth. My Santa Fe, it's fully rebuilt from all the way, full breakdown, full rebuild, and yeah, put back together, ready to go. Just last time, just before COVID struck, I took it down to the test track and ran it around. I had some derailing issues and I realised that a couple of those wheels are out of gauge, so that problem's resolved now, but I've got to go back and test. And last but not least is this old girl that I've got back and running, well, I believe it's back and running as well. Again, I've got to go test that's running and working well, and hopefully the idea being is that I'll get this one running in reverse order, and I'm going to make them a pair to run back to back, but we'll see. So that's what I'm up to at the workshop. Hope you like the tour. One thing I did want to talk about was just to acknowledge the passing of our life member, Kevin McSween. When I first started off in this, I had just this one old Santa Fe with one of these old crappy pancake motors, and I was having a lot of trouble with it, and unseen or unheard, I guess he must have just overheard me talking down at the club one night, but next thing you know, a week later, he just rocked up to me, pushed a spare motor in the hand and said, "Oh, there you go, use all that, that should get you out of trouble," and he just sort of wandered off at that point. So, man, a few words for me. I guess I didn't know him so well, but you know, that's my overriding memory of Kev and the help that he gave me at the beginning of my hobby journey, and I just couldn't thank him enough at that point in time. Could have easily got frustrated and given it away. But yeah, it was just meant a few words for me, and yeah, just thoughtful, caring kind of guy. So that's the memory I'll take with me of Kevin McSween. So rest in peace, and thanks for your help, Kevin.